Well, I heard a story about a wife who said to her husband, "Dear, I've been thinking, this Christmas, why don't we give each other more practical gifts?" And he said, "Well, honey, what do you have in mind exactly? Do you have anything in mind?" And she said, "Yes, dear, I do. Let's give each other really useful things, like socks and fur coats." And then there was the Christmas where the aunt said to her nephew, "I'm sorry you didn't like the gift I gave you for Christmas, but I asked you if you preferred large checks or small checks." And the nephew answered, "Yes, Auntie, but I didn't think you meant neckties." And then there was the lady who, in the rush of that last-minute shopping, bought a box of 50 identical greeting cards. And without bothering to read the verse, she quickly signed and addressed and sent all of them away except for one. Several days later, she came across that one card that hadn't yet been mailed, and she was horrified to read, "This card is just to say a little gift is on the way." And we celebrate Christmas with a lot of traditions, including gift giving, don't we? But God started the gift giving. And I love John 3:16. It says, "For God so loved the world, he gave his only son, Jesus, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." And this year, with all of our gift giving, we can literally say, thanks be to God for his indescribable gift. So I wonder, have you ever thought what you might give your King this year? Maybe God's asking you to give him service. Maybe it's in your child's classroom at school. You just don't have time. You just don't think you could handle 35 second graders and that noise level. It just wouldn't be your cup of tea. Or maybe God's asking you to go into your grandchildren's daycare needs and maybe even provide a couple of days or even full-time daycare for your grandchildren. And you think, well, I've already raised my kids. Maybe God's asking you to take on the responsibility of teaching a Sunday school class. And you think, well, I've never been a teacher. How can I do that? What is your King asking you to do? Maybe God's calling you to a ministry of prayer. Maybe God's been tapping on your shoulder or trying to land on your shoulder like an annoying fly for a long time. His will is wanting to take you to a deeper level, to prayer. And you think, I don't think it really does any good. Maybe your King wants you to merely spend more time with him, and you think, well, I'm in Bible study once a week, or I go to church Sunday morning. But your King is asking you to commit to him a regular devotional time, and you're struggling with that. Or maybe he wants you to read through the Bible in a year. There are 95 opportunities a day for us to spend 15 minutes in our Bibles. God loves you. He has a plan for your life. He has a plan for your joys and your sorrows. God's love is unconditional. His love is freeing. And wonderful things about God's love is he allows the one being loved to respond from the heart. And he doesn't have any strings attached. God's love is perfect. He loves us perfectly, unlike anybody else that has ever loved us. Because I know that there are some of you that are thinking about that gift that the King is requesting from you. You have it on your heart, and now you have it in your mind, so that what you're going to do is think about that gift. And what is it? What is the gift that you are going to give your King? I want you to silently commit that gift to him now. And I will close in prayer.